Hi, good morning. Buenos dias, everybody. Buenos dias, continuing liners. How we all doing, huh? I couldn't be with you yesterday. I had to take care of some things. Get ready to go out of town, so I missed you. I missed you all. But I'm seeing some incredible lines where, we are on day 6. And I can see that, myself included, that people are getting warmed up to the idea, right? There's a lessening of fear, which happens with anything, right? With practice, anything is possible. Anything, really. So the continuous line, it's hard. It's totally hard. I get it. It's scary. Here's what, because I tend to do the continuous line urban sketching, which can be anything, including my coffee cup. But then there was also, if some of y'all remember, that challenge of doing the coffee cups back in January. It doesn't matter if it's a coffee cup or if it's a building. When you put your pen on the paper, or pencil, right? I'm not a continuous line Nazi. Whatever works for you, right? Sometimes pencil makes people feel less afraid, and that's totally okay. I use pencil. I have traveled with pencil all the time. Here's my bag. When you put your pen on the paper, you literally have to flip into this thing where you have to look ahead, look behind, look sideways, look above, and look down, right? Like, that's where I believe the meditative power of continuous line, because it causes you to be extremely in the present, because you have to have your senses going in all different directions and be aware. Where am I going? Where did I come from? Like, just for example, I did this building. Let me have a sip of my coffee first. I decided it's too hard for me to do continuous line urban sketches while I'm trying to talk to you, because I'm just like, wahoo! So I did this, there's lots of funky Art Deco buildings in Mexico City, Condesa. And so I sat in the streets with my dogs and I drew this. And, and then when I was done, of course, I had all kinds of judgment on whether it was good or not. And first of all, the progress I've made with continuous line, with drawing, has been remarkable. I'm going to call it remarkable, right? Like, I work hard at drawing. I practice it a lot. I challenge myself a lot, and I bring a whole bunch of you with me, right? So I'm not that egotistical where I'm like, this is it's a so-so drawing. This was part of my lesson, right? Continuous line urban sketch. I drew a complicated Mexico City Art Deco building with one line. Now, that's another thing I want to mention. I don't want anyone to apologize if they pick up their pen. Oh, this isn't continuous line. It's when you get going with continuous line, sometimes you lift up, right? Like, think of yourself as an ice skater. Sometimes ice skaters, when they get going, they're, they leave the ice, right? They leave the ice. They leave the ice. That's what happens when you continuous line. I can, I sometimes jump. I don't remember exactly where I jumped on here, but I guarantee you I jumped at some point. Thank you. It's okay to lift your pen up off the paper. It's more about if you just are continuing to push through your fears. Just keep going. Finish your drawing. Finish the thing you want to do, right? So I feel like I didn't finish my point here. Here we go. So in something like this, I'm sitting in the streets, of Mexico City, where there's traffic and bikes and people and dogs, and I mean, there's a lot going on, right? So there's that, sitting in traffic, right? Someone said to me once, do you realize that, like, you're asking people to come with you and sit in traffic? And I'm like, yeah. Yeah, I do. Oh, chicks, come here. Chickies wants to come say hello. So, it's very hard to do continuous line drawings, especially when you're out on location. And I'm not saying all the garbage trucks are moving around. I'm not saying you have to be out on location. Get comfortable with it first. Well, comfortable, that's a stretch. Get used to it. Get used to doing continuous line. I've seen the comments in our group of people saying, "Oh, I'm a little scared to start." I get it. It is scary, but with practice, all things are possible, right? So when I am drawing something like this, building trees, it's a cafe. It's an old school cafe. I even got the owner in there, and I got people walking down the street, right? Like, so you kind of have to, my eye is looking out there and on the paper, and it's a constant symphony of like, where am I going? How am I getting there? And then of course the ego, is it correct, right? Now I can say, there's a lovely quote that says, Mexico City looks like it's been drawn with a very unsteady hand, because everything's crooked, right? Everything's crooked. And I love that. I love that as a way, as it helps me feel less self-conscious about my drawing, because everything's crooked, right? Nothing, like I go to Chicago, I'm from Chicago, everything's perfect. Well, not everything, but I'm talking about architecture here. The buildings, right? Like everything is architecturally sound and precise, and it's amazing, right? When I'm from Chicago, and last time I was there, I was like, yeah, get me out of here, get me back to Mexico, for a number of reasons. I love Chicago, and I miss it, but I'm very happy to be in Mexico City with my little cheeky girl. Who's taking a nap on my shoulder. So anyways, the continuous line practice is hard. The continuous line practice will teach you composition. A continuous line practice will teach you how architecture works, right? Not always. I mean, it may take some time. Continuous line practice will teach you how to draw a coffee cup. And for those of you that have done coffee cups, you know it's hard. How do you get the volume? How do you get the roundness? How do you get that spoon sticking out of it? The handle. Can I just do a shout out to my nails? They're the colors of the beach, because I'm going to the beach. Continuous line will teach you things, and it's not, oh, I'm sorry, honey. It's not about the perfect drawing, right? It's not about perfect anything. So I believe the thing that helps tremendously with continuous line, pushing through your fears, not stopping, is I'm gonna use my Sharpie, is drawing warm-ups, right? And believe me, I've been chided, I've been prodded, is that the right words? Like, ugh, you just do silly drawing warm-ups. Yeah, I do. What are you gonna make of it, huh? I do drawing warm-ups, and you know what? I can draw like a M or F-er out in the streets of Mexico City. Oh, quick save. I didn't want to swear, but the swear words almost came out. Chickies, I'm sorry, I have to put you down. All right, so let's see if I can do this. Today's, can you see that? I guess so. I mean, it's really not about seeing it perfectly. It's more about, I want you to understand the things I do, which look very elementary, but are very powerful. They're powerful to build line confidence and line strength, right? And that's what I'm here for. I'm here for my own line strength, my own line confidence, and to encourage all of you to get multicolored nails and to increase your drawing abilities, your line making. So very simply, very simply, my hand is not resting on the page. I call this freestyle. So sometimes I collide. I try not to collide, but it happens, right? I take a breath. There's something alarming behind me. Not really, but I'm saying like if there's a car horn or something. Or I need a sip of my coffee. But the practice of just making a continual line without it actually being quote unquote something is powerful. I've said it before, there's similarities with the continuous line with Zentangle, right? Zentangle is, it's called Zen for a reason, because you get into the habit of making repetitive patterns, and it puts your mind into a Zen. I need to sip my coffee, sorry. Coffee time. Delicious. I will say this, Mexico City's got some amazing coffee. I mean, I think a lot of places have amazing coffee now, right? The whole coffee thing is totally gone crazy. And Mexico City is no different. And there's great outdoor cafes, right? The thing I love too about Mexico City is life is lived out in the streets, right? We don't have winter here. I'm from Chicago. We gotta have indoors because it's just super cold and super hot 99% of the time. Mexico City, ideal weather almost year round. And so everything is lived outside, which I love, especially in the COVID era, right? It's nice to be able to do everything outside. I think that's why so many people are moving here too, because, who wants to be indoors? Anyways, I digress. I'm telling you, when I start doing this, I can feel it in my head. I flip into like, I kind of detach from, I glance at the news before I head out. It's pretty ridiculous out there, without naming names. You know who I'm talking about. It's just in general, things are pretty hectic, right? And so a drawing practice will help you detach from the chaos of the world, and continuous line, pattern making, looking at objects and drawing them, it eases your mind. And that's what I'm here for, right? I really leaned into my drawing practice when COVID hit and we all had to stay home. My God, what is going on, right? I mean, it was pretty scary when you think about it. I think we've gotten a little accustomed now to the drama of the chaos. But back in the beginning, 2020, oh my God, are we all gonna die or what, right? So instead of reading doom scrolling every day, I started drawing. And very quickly, soon after that, I did continuous line, because you know what? It just made me feel better. It made me feel better, and then I just wanted to help other people feel better. And so this is why I'm here with you. So there we go. There's my line warm up for the day. Even though I've already done my drawing. I'm doing some drawing on Procreate too, right? Oh, here, so let me just say this, right? Like, I love my lines, I really do. But they're not perfect, just like me. They're not perfect. There's like hiccups and collisions and straightening out and too curved, and you know, they're light, right? Your lines are your life. Oh, that's so deep, Megan. Does it have to be so deep? Not always, but sometimes yes, right? Because this is powerful medicine. Powerful, powerful medicine. It'll help you feel better. It'll help you calm down. It'll help you learn about architecture. It'll help you learn about the world around you, right? Like, I love this about Mexico City. First of all, there's beautiful Art Deco buildings, right? And then there's these old school cafes that actually say cafeteria, where old guys sit around, and I walk past it a lot with my dogs. There's older guys sitting around at the table shooting the shit, right? And they're smoking, and they're loud, and they're argumentative towards each other, and it's awesome, right? There's a slice of life here in Mexico City that I am privy to, because I observe that it's a way of life that seems to be vanishing. And I know that that's happening not just here, it's happening everywhere, right? And I feel like first of all, urban sketching, but the continuous line urban sketching is a way to connect with your community wherever you're at, right? Like, that's why I go to Oaxaca. That's why I do Mexico City, Dia de los Muertos, right? Like, there are some traditions that you know are just gonna slip away more and more, like elderly gentlemen sitting at a cafe smoking and bickering, right? Like, you just don't see that. You just don't see that. Maybe you don't like that, but I don't know. I just feel like it's, you know, like right now I'm sitting at this cafe in Condesa, and there are people moving in at the tables, and they're digital nomads, right? They're digital nomads. There's a lot of digital nomads in Mexico City. And so they're sitting, you know, one person to a table, and they're looking into their computer, and they're looking into their phone. And, you know, I'm not knocking it. I do it too. That's who I am. My business went went totally online during COVID, but now I'm doing in-person things. But a lot of what's happening is people sitting at a table by themselves, talking to themselves, like me right now. Like, I'm talking to you, but from the streets, it looks like I'm just sitting here talking to my phone, right? That's the way I'm just, hello phone. You know, I wish I had a new jacket for my phone, because I really don't like this one. Anyways, we'll take you shopping and get you a pretty new coat. See, I'm talking to my phone because I don't actually see you. Anyways, so that's what is happening with life, right? Our life is changing. There's a big shift going on everywhere. And drawing it, observing it, taking it in, acknowledging this moment in time, this day in our world. You know, in a year from now, we all have the Facebook memories, right? And they can remind us, like, I was in the Zocalo of Mexico City last year. It was empty. It was me and the flags, right? Because it's September. I took a ride there this weekend, and it was just mobs of people, right? Because that's where our world is back open, right? Which is, it needed to. It was necessary. It was necessary to get everyone back to work or back into life, right? We couldn't sit in our house for another year. But even so, drawing last year, it was unusual. First of all, everyone has a mask on, so it makes it easier, right? You don't have to draw the nose. Having the mask really simplified the faces, but and so this is a moment in time. You know, this is a cafeteria that probably that doesn't probably make a lot of money. Their stuff is probably, I'm not even going to comment on that, but who knows, in a year from now, this could be a damn Starbucks, right? This could be gone. This could be a condo building, brand new, shiny condo building that looks ugly and stupid and bland and vanilla, instead of this beautiful old Art Deco building that has an old school cafe with gentlemen bickering. Having animated conversations, right? And so that's what I'm here for. That's what I like to observe. I like to observe life, right? And drawing helps me do that, and it helps me record it. And so that's why I'm here with you. Gosh, I feel like I'm giving quite the sermon today. Well, that's because I'm getting on a plane. You know, sometimes when you're getting on a plane, you think, are all my ducks in a row? Just in case, right? So I'm giving a bit of a... Nothing bad's going to happen. But we never know, right? So do what you can, do what you love until you can't do it anymore. I love to draw, and I love to encourage other people to draw, and I love people to come drawing with me, right? Which is why I invite people to join me in Oaxaca, Mexico City, Guanajuato, and Puerto Vallarta, which is my next city, and then there will be more, but this is poco a poco, right? So anyways, guys, keep your lines moving. Stay out of the chaos. Calm yourself with your continuous line, and I'll see you mañana. Okay, bye guys.